Alright guys, we're back again, so you guys might not be aware of how many weird Miami story videos there are, but here we go, and we are gonna look at one called I made all the boys in my class disappear. Why here sounds conflict? That's concerning. Oh boy. Alright, so let's go on with this weird video. Alright, so here we are and here we go.
Hey Olivia, how did your weekend treat you?
Charlie asked as
I'm a go like here. It's like, okay, yeah, go.
I slipped into the seat next to him. Better than Mr. Knight's math test is going to. I responded dramatically. Charlie laughed. Mr. Knight's was the toughest.
What kind of madness? What kind of madness is? Like this does not exist. Number one, you don't use the typical multiplying sign near variable. Okay, that's a written rule to make it easier.
This math teacher at the school, and his round bald head and glasses that perched on his nose as
He's One Punch Man with glasses? I don't know.
he looked over them at you was highly intimidating. I checked my watch. I had about 10 minutes before.
Wait, it's 9 o'clock. So wait, you came here at 8? Or is this like 9 o'clock at night? I'm asking here.
Before Mr. Knights came to class. I needed to go to the bathroom. I pushed back my chair and stood up. By now, the other 7 boys had arrived in class, and the chatter in the classroom was jovial.
Where are you going when class is about to start?
He asked, looking at his own watch. I'm going to the bathroom.
Hurry back. You know if you don't make it back to class, you'll have to look through the window again to take notes.
Oh boy, that's interesting.
I hit Charlie playfully on his shoulder, and he laughed. I walked briskly to the bathroom, but when I returned, I couldn't help but wonder if my eyes were playing tricks on me. No one was in class.
The class was cancelled because the professor got drunk again. Yes, I think his name's Homer. Oh no, let's go.
I sat down, and Mr. Knights entered the classroom.
Oh, so I made it. Thank God, One Punch Man, you never fail.
Morning, class. Take out your paper and stationery. Let's begin our test.
But sir, aren't you going to wait for the others?
What others, Olivia? You are the only person registered to this class.
Okay, it's weird and kind of disturbing. She's the only one that this bald freak. Okay, nope. There goes
Hi, my name is Olivia.
Oh,
Before I continue with this crazy but true story, don't forget to like and subscribe to our amazing channel. Tap that notification bell so you will know when we upload more crazy stories like mine. If you don't, all the boys in your class might disappear. After completing middle school,
Wait, does that mean I die? I'm not testing bait.
I wanted to study chemistry. However, the only schools that offered all the subjects I wanted to do were all boys' schools this year.
That's sexist.
Luckily for me, some all-boys schools decided to open their classes to girls. At first I was
Yeah, because they got sued for sexism. What the hell do you expect?
a bit scared to be in a school with mostly boys. But at orientation, the principal assured the parents of the girls that their daughters were safe, and they
Safe? Oh boy. And safe. Okay, I don't know.
had systems in place to deal with any boy who stepped out of line. into
What, with a gun or some shit? Are you threatening these
total.
children?
There were 12 girls.
I thought this is illegible. I know I like chicken scratch shit, but goddamn, what is this?
Now enrolled at the school.
Oh, now we get some real last names. The last name's still chicken scratch, yo. Wait, are these people related? This looks so close. I don't know, keep going.
I tried to focus on my test, but my mind couldn't help but wonder, where did all the boys in the class disappear to?
They went to go drink. What do you think?
At this point, my math test just looked like
Oh, so now I got the swirly eyes thing. I understand math might be hard for some, but come on. This is somewhat simple.
numbers and symbols floating on the page. I remember the first time I met Charlie. He actually bought lunch for me that day. He was witty, charming, and adorable.
Oh, God. Well, we know where this is going to bedroom.
And since then, we have been inseparable. After
Inseparable? Oh, yeah. There's something going on in that bedroom.
completing the exam, I turned my paper in. As I was walking away to go back to my seat, I turned and looked at Mr. Knights. Sir, something doesn't feel right.
Yes, he's staring at your ass. What do you think? Or is this something spying through a window? Is this like Animal House or something?
I said, looking at him squarely.
What are you talking about, Olivia?
He asked as he leaned back into his chair and met my gaze.
Oh.
I told Mr. Knights about what I experienced before class, and he listened intently.
Intently? He looks bored! This poor guy!
When I finished, he looked at me.
Are you okay? Do you need to go to the sick bay?
Sir,
Maybe.
are you telling me that this school had this class for one student?
No, he's a creep. My sky classes get canceled with less than 10 people. And I have one with 8. So, yeah, they don't do this.
The bell rang.
Enjoy the rest of your day, Olivia.
He got up and walked out of the classroom, leaving me more confused than I was before.
No, sure, I'm confused too.
I grabbed my book bag and headed to my next class. I got to class and greeted my peers. Olivia, were some of the boys missing from your class today?
Yes. Yes, there were. I mean, I'm not yet missing, am I?
Chantel asked with a raised eyebrow. All the boys were missing, and by the looks of it, I looked around the classroom. It's only the boys from my homeroom. Did you ask the teacher about it? Chantel asked. He said
Wait, they have homerooms still? What kind of school is this?
that there are no boys registered for the class, only me. People don't just vanish into thin air.
Yes, they do.
Chantel said. I know. Jill chimed in. Do you think that the rapture occurred and that's why the boys are missing?
The rapture, jeez.
Chantel and I exchanged looks and laughed loudly. Have you met the boys in my homeroom? You really think they made the cut for the rapture? I asked Jill. Before she could respond, the teacher walked into class and greeted us. She took roll call and did not even mention the boys who were missing.
Sorry about that. Alright, we're back on.
Miss, what about the other boys? What other boys? Let's get down to business.
Wait, that professor was a boy. So is he like trans or something? Now I think about it. I'm more confused, guys. Please help me out in the comments.
Find your lab partner and let's begin. We looked at each other,
Yeah, your lab partner isn't here, so...
but didn't say anything. Something did not add up. What were the teachers hiding from us?
Something with alcohol.
Did they do something to the boys? And if they did, who was going to be next? These questions rotated in my mind for the next 2 classes when the boys from my homeroom still did not show up. And the teachers all said the same thing. After my first set of morning classes, I had a free period that lasted about an hour. I decided that if I wanted to get to the bottom of this, that I needed to go to the head honcho.
He's a boy too, so it's a boy.
The principal, Mr. Brown. I knocked
Yeah, the guy. Okay, so maybe he's gone.
on the door.
Come in.
Good morning, sir. I would like to discuss something with you.
Sure.
What happened to you, Mario? What happened? Mario, did you retire?
Have a seat, Olivia.
Sir, something very weird is going on. This morning, I went to class and saw my classmates. Then I went to the bathroom, and when I came back, the boys were gone.
What do you mean, gone?
Gone, sir. And then the teachers are saying that they were never registered in the school. Can you check your files, please? Mr. Brown sighed heavily.
If it makes you feel better, I will check the school's database.
He gave me a paper to write the names of the boys that were missing. I wrote them down and handed it over to Mr. Brown.
Oh, it sounds like a scribble. Yeah, I can read chickens crack.
He took it, and I watched him as he sat behind his computer, tapping the keys. After a few minutes, he looked up from his screen and said,
Sorry, Olivia, but we don't have any of these boys in the system.
"What?" Instead of crying out in shock, I stood up calmly. "Thank you, sir." I got up and left the office. If the teachers aren't going to look into it, then I have no choice but to investigate myself.
That means you might be attacked by a rival mob. Yeah. Well, I don't know what a joint is. I don't know.
I muttered.
I got
I
my
walked through the
axe.
school and checked the classes that were assigned to the students. I peeked into the classrooms, and the vacant seats were a constant reminder that something bigger than myself was taking place. I even snuck into the boys'
Another ad. Hang on. Wait a second. Is he in the boys' bathroom?
to see if they were hiding in there, but just like talking to the principal, it came up with 0 leads. I decided to check the open field at the back of the school. As I walked onto the field, I swore I saw someone duck into the sheep pens behind them.
How tall is this grass? How long did this not get mowed down? It's effectively a cornfield.
The agri-science lab. I ran to check it out, but by the time I got there, I couldn't make out who it was because they were so far away. I watched as the boy ran into the tall fever grass bushes. I bolted behind him. Maybe he's the key to the madness that plagued the school today, I thought.
Oh, you creepy ass stalker. You know, I wanted to.
Maybe he has the answers that I need to save the boys. My lungs and legs
Maybe he's a hitman. I don't know.
burned as I pushed through the tall fever grass towards the boy. I heard something behind me and spun around, but no one was there. I walked out of the bushes, feeling defeated. This can't be happening, I repeated. I need to find another angle. I walked back slowly to the school building, and I got a brilliant idea. I pulled my phone out of my skirt pocket and dialed Charlie's mother's number. If the boys aren't registered, Charlie's mother will give me all the details. Hi, Olivia. Is everything okay?
No. And also, you look actually kind of young, I know. But this tells me that you're in your 50s. And
Charlie's mother answered the call. Hi, Mrs. Turpin. Did Charlie come to school today? Yes, he did. I dropped him off this morning. Is everything okay, Olivia? She asked in a concerned voice. I didn't know whether I should tell Mrs. Turpin about my weird morning. I felt horrible dragging her into this. Everything's okay. I lied. I thanked her and hung up. So the teachers have been lying all along, and if that is the case, maybe I should call the police.
Maybe. I mean, maybe I'm working for a mafia again. Oh, wait a second. That's not our problem. No, this is definitely our group. Nope.
Just then, the bell rang, and I needed to head to my last class for the morning before we got our lunch break. I couldn't focus. I need to call the police. The boys may be in danger.
Only picked up by Illuminati. I mean, I don't know.
As I got up from my table to ask the teacher to be excused, 2 police officers entered the classroom. They spoke with the teacher, Mrs. Devines, softly before she addressed the class. Class, these police officers are here to ask you a few questions. They asked about Charlie, and then it clicked. Charlie's mother didn't buy into my lie that everything was okay, so she called the police. I didn't know whether to feel relieved or afraid that I may have placed the boys in danger, especially if all of the teachers were in on it. During questioning, I told the officers that the last time I saw Charlie was around 7:45 a.m. in class.
7:45 a.m.? Jesus Christ. It's 7, I hope it's it looks like in the morning.
Then I went to the bathroom and none of the boys were there when I came back. The officers looked at each other and asked me to give them the whole story, which I did, from the time I left to go to the bathroom till I called Charlie's mother.
I call her again.
After the officers were finished, they told us thank you and left the classroom. I asked Mrs. Devines if I could use the bathroom, and she gave me consent. I watched from afar as the officers walked up the stairs to the principal's office. I followed and sat on the seat outside the principal's office. I couldn't get as close to the office to hear what was going on, since teachers were passing there frequently. The doors and blinds were closed, so I couldn't see what was going on inside the office. When the officers walked out of the office and down the stairs, I followed and I asked, "Is everything okay?" They nodded and said that everything was fine and it was just a misunderstanding. They both gave each other a weird look and told me to have a good day.
They're suspicious. I don't know what it is. This is just pain. I'm serious. It's a fake, but you know what? Screw you, YouTube. This is a fake. What is going on?
I watched as they walked out of the school gate. At lunch, it felt weird that Charlie wasn't there. I sat in class and ate my sandwich. The silence was deafening.
It's not even eating. You just did Minecraft. It's like your Minecraft on the camping.
Around the empty classroom. No drumming on the table. No boys shouting at each other. No Charlie laughing at my corny jokes. Just before the bell rang to end lunch, I went to the bathroom to wash up. When I returned, all the boys were back in class.
Assassin's Creed? I don't know. Maybe the part of the Brotherhood. What's it called? I don't know. It's in some shit.
The drumming, shouting, and Charlie. They were all back. I stopped at the door and tilted my head. I walked away and returned to the classroom once again, but they were still there. The bell rang and I walked into class without saying a word.
What's the damn Sales Club? What the fuck's Sales? The original little snippet was that I saw was how the Sales Club. What? Oh God.
Sat as the homeroom teacher, Mr. Adamson, entered. "Where were you guys?" I whispered to Charlie.
What are you talking about? We've been here all day.
Charlie smiled and answered when he heard his name. I even overheard the boys discussing topics from the class that they missed. How could that be? How did they know the topics when they...
Because he psychologically bored them out. I don't know. Maybe this is some weird mental shit.
had not been in class all day. Even in the afternoon classes, the other students were just as confused as I was.
No
I was starting to feel like I was going insane. Had I switched into a parallel universe or something? No.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know.
Oh, it couldn't be. Right? After school,
No.
I cornered Charlie. What happened today? You need to come clean.
I mean, I had sex with someone that I don't know. I was pretty drunk.
What are you talking about? I've been here all day.
Should I call your mother? I asked as I placed my hands at my hips and looked at him, demanding the truth.
I'm sorry.
Charlie said as he took my hand in his. I pulled away and folded my arms. Go on.
Look, it was an April Fool's trick.
Are you serious right now?
Yes, it was just a harmless trick. All the
Are
teachers were
you
in.
kidding? The entire time, it was an April Fool's trick. Right,
I forgot to tell my mother about the
that's
prank,
not
and I didn't think
bad.
you would have called in the cavalry. Come on, you had to admit it was a great prank. This was the best prank I ever pulled.
No, it was not. That's actually terrifying.
You came up with this prank? He nodded and smiled. So let me get this straight.
It sucks.
You thought that it would be a good idea to pretend to disappear? You thought it was a good idea?
Alright, let's try this again, guys.
To pretend to disappear? You thought it was a good idea to
The
scare your other
clown.
classmates and me to death with
The
worry?
clown.
You thought it was a good idea to let police officers leave their job to come to a school just
Yeah,
to hear that it was a prank?
yeah.
Look, Olivia, I'm sorry. I didn't mean for it to go this far, but come on, it was a joke.
A joke is when two people can laugh. I am not laughing.
I am. I am. I'm still wondering where the Thanos glove mixes into
I
this.
pushed Charlie out of my way and walked home alone that day. It took weeks before I even shared anything special with Charlie.
Okay, that. Okay, that was weird. I mean, why not play for Fool's joke? I serious? What sick human are you? I thought it was some sort of rival mob or some shit. Cause the cops came in. You got the cops into this fuck shit. What is this? What is this? And where's the damn Dallas Club? I've been waiting for so long for that. I thought she killed them. I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, the boys upstairs we're brewing shit again, so like and subscribe down below and I'll see you again.